I think one factor which hasn't been taken sufficiently into account is his obsession with a certain kind of computer game and his way of using the internet in order to create for himself a kind of alternative reality. He likes order, he doesn't like impurity and chaos, and he's obsessed with boundaries. So, I mean, had this case been less serious, we might have said that he's received too strict a potty training, when he was a child. But of course, this is serious, it's real life. But he does not seem to be very successful at distinguishing between the virtual reality of World of Warcraft and other computer games and reality. So when he puts on his uniform, he's no longer the lone, slightly unsuccessful young man from the west end of Oslo, never completed an education, never did really well in his working life. He becomes a knight, a defender of the civilization of Europe against the invading Muslims, with his homemade uniform, with all the insignia and medals that he's bought on eBay, and with membership in a big and powerful secret society, the Knights Templar. To him, I think it's very important that people actually believe what he says. And this is also why the proceedings today are such an embarrassment to him, because there are certain answers that he cannot give, because that would, it would show that he's trying to deceive us all with lies, that many of the networks, the organizations, the meetings, all the secret plots, all the other terror cells that are supposed to exist around Europe don't exist. I expect that they want me to help them substantiate the claim that he was not insane. Which is, of course, is a difficult question. What I can say is that his worldview, or at any rate large parts of his worldview, are fairly widely shared. Not as it were by a majority of the population anywhere in Europe, but by substantial groups who feel that globalization is not going their way, that the country is being invaded by foreign, alien, enemy Muslims, that Muslims can never be good Democrats, and that we are being ruled by spineless multiculturalists who don't see the dangers of Islam, and who even may be complicit in their plans to take over Europe. And this worldview exists not as if not shared by a majority, but by a fairly vocal and potentially dangerous minority. He shows a lack of ability to distinguish, as I would say, between the menu and the food, as he did when he went out on Utøya, possibly at some level believing that he was still playing a computer game and shooting people in real life. And I've been of two minds myself, but I have reached a conclusion that it's a good thing to give him this platform, because he doesn't appear credible. He's not very charismatic, He doesn't have that kind of je ne sais quoi, He doesn't have the appeal that would actually attract people. So I think he works more like a repellent, a mosquito repellent against right-wing extremism, because people who see him realize how bad it could get if they are attracted to the